ABCs for a happy life. Today the letter is V. Today the letter is V. The word that I've selected is the word value. It can be a noun or a verb. When it's a noun, it means worth. And when it's a verb, it is kind of the reason something has worth or how important it is to us, things that we value. It's interesting to me, the things that we value and how we determine worth. I've had the opportunity to visit with a lot of people as they would believe or as they would understand that they're nearing the end of their life. And it's interesting. I really try to be observant, try to listen, try to hear what they have to say. And I can kind of hear, what's important to them. So in the one sense, the noun, what something is worth, in other words, the value, I can take, money to the bank or take a check to the bank and they'll give me money. That's what it's worth. But then also things that are important, how we value things, what is important to us. Three things that I've never heard in talking with people in their last days. One would be, man, I prayed way too much. I was reminded even this morning, I have coffee with a couple of gentlemen. One is 84, the other is 92, about to be 93. And they say, oh, Pastor, they're not church members, they're just friends. And I shouldn't say just friends, they are friends. And they say, oh, Pastor, we love our time together. And I said, man, that's awesome. And I said, I love our time together too. And they say, well, why do you love it? And I said, because it's one of the few times that in a group of men, I'm still the youngest guy in the room. But they were talking about saying a prayer and God answering a prayer. And God answers prayer. A family member said a prayer recently and God answered it, just in minutes. It's awesome. So I've never heard anyone say, well, I prayed way too much. A second thing that I've never heard anyone say as they're coming down to the end of life, I've never heard anyone say, man, I wish that I had spent more time at the office. It's all about relationships and it's not just all about work. In fact, that's why we say there's no place like home. We don't say there's no place like work. The last thing is, I've never heard anyone say, man, I wish I had not forgiven that person. There's something about forgiveness. We don't just release the person at whom we hold a grudge or are angry, but we release ourselves. We walk in freedom and grace and love and blessing and favor. So kind of working our way back through it, value can be actual worth. You take a check to the bank and they give you the amount, the face value, what it's worth. But also value can be the things that are important to you. So as I think about that, I think about time with the Lord, praying, and about relationships, time with people. It's a smart thing to determine your values and live accordingly. God bless you. Have a good evening.